The time has finally come. The race is almost over. The Oscars, I believe the 94th Oscars, are this weekend. I'm going to try and predict the winners. There's a handful that we have some stuff to discuss because I really don't know what's going to happen with those. But that makes an exciting Oscars. So let's get into it. Best Picture, American Fiction, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. I mean, there's one answer. There's been one answer, I think, since the award season started. It's Oppenheimer. Best Director, Justine Triet, Martin Scorsese, Christopher Nolan, Yorgos Lanthimos, Jonathan Glazer. Like Picture, this is pretty locked. Christopher Nolan. It's kind of like, there's always the ones where it's, because of his work and because of the current movie he's nominated for and because, it's his time. Christopher Nolan kind of has both combining for him, which also I think is why it's such a lock. Best Actor, Bradley Cooper, Coleman Domingo, Paul Giamatti, Cillian Murphy, Jeffrey Wright. So when the awards season kind of started and, we were kind of predicting stuff and, once the nominations came out and all that stuff, there seemed to be a two-man race between Cillian Murphy and Paul Giamatti. Since that, Paul Giamatti won musical comedy at the Golden Globe, won Critics' Choice. Cillian Murphy won drama at Golden Globes and the BAFTA and the SAG. Kind of looking at past history, it seems though that if you win the SAG and you win the BAFTA, that's a better pairing than, say, like what Paul Giamatti has being musical comedy at the Globes and Critics' Choice Awards. That combo is not as powerful as the SAG and the BAFTA combo. Let's not forget, the SAG in general is very indicative of who wins this award. I did some stats before. Since 2010, only two winners, being Casey Affleck and Anthony Hopkins, have won the Oscar, but not won the SAG. So that is over 10 years. Two people. And since 2010, only two people, being Austin Butler and Chiwetel Ejiofor, have not won both the Oscar and the BAFTAs. So the SAG and the BAFTAs are very powerful. And Cillian Murphy has both. So, in my opinion, he has this. It's going to be Cillian Murphy. But yeah, I'm going with Cillian Murphy for Best Actor. Best Actress, Annette Bening, Lily Gladstone, Sandra Hüller, Carey Mulligan, Emma Stone. So, if you kind of compare who has what so far, Emma Stone has Critics' Choice Awards. Emma Stone has BAFTAs. Lily Gladstone was nominated BAFTA, but still, she has the BAFTA. Emma Stone has musical comedy for Golden Globes. Lily Gladstone has drama for Golden Globes and SAG. So, like I said, I'm ever since Jamie Lee Curtis last year, it's really like, I know like I shouldn't think like this, but like, because the year of Chadwick Boseman and Anthony Hopkins, Chadwick Boseman won SAG, so SAG didn't predict that one. But the Jamie Lee Curtis one was so shocking that like I feel like she won the SAG and then she went to win Best Supporting Actress at the Oscars, which I don't think anyone really saw coming. So I'm taking BAFTA and SAG both seriously, but I don't know, a little bit of me leans more that the SAG winner is going to be the ultimate winner for the Oscars. So that would mean Lily Gladstone. There's a part of me though, and I've seen this on other people's videos predicting the Oscar winners. They do not believe that Poor Things, or they can't believe, it could happen, but they just don't want to believe it, that Poor Things will go home with nothing. It potentially has actress, it potentially has production design, it potentially has costumes. We'll get into the other two in a minute, but for actress, I just am leaning towards SAG because SAG has been very indicative. For SAG, it was only 3 times, being for Viola Davis for The Help, Viola Davis for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and Glenn Close for The Wife. They won the SAG. They ended up not winning the Oscar. For the BAFTAs, there was 3. Cate Blanchett for Tar, Emmanuelle Riviere for Amour, and Joanne Scanlon for Afterlove. Those 3 people were the only ones that they won the BAFTA, but they didn't win the Oscar. Funny enough, though, BAFTA for this category predicted it more for the surprises. Like, they predicted Olivia Colman over Glenn Close. They predicted Meryl Streep for Iron Lady over Viola Davis for The Help. And I did see this on a video I watched for some other Oscar predictions, that whatever award show was last was the one that had most significance. Like, that's the one that kind of called the surprises. So SAG being last and both having, just a amount of times predicting and not predicting it, I'm going with Lily Gladstone But I am not going to be surprised if they call Emma Stone's name. Like I said, this could be Poor Things' only win, and I don't know if they're going to put it here or in costume or production design. But yeah, right now my gut is just saying Lily Gladstone. These next two are going to be so easy. Best Supporting Actor, Robert Downey Jr. He hasn't literally lost anything. The other nominees are Sterling K. Brown, Robert De Niro, Ryan Gosling, Mark Ruffalo. Best Supporting Actress, Divine Joy Randolph. She hasn't really lost anything. I think they're completing the sweep and, are locks. The other nominees are Emily Blunt, Danielle Brooks, America Ferrera, Jodie Foster. Best Original Screenplay, Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Maestro, May, December, Past Lives. I mean, technically, Anatomy of a Fall has both the BAFTA and the Golden Globe. WGA, I think, gets announced after the Oscars, which makes no sense. But and a lot of other stuff has been Barbie, who's won, like for the Critics' Choice for original, but that's now adapted. So The Holdovers, there could be a case for. Maestro, I don't think so. May, December, I don't think so. And Past Lives, there could have been, but I think it lost its steam. So I think really the only competition for Anatomy of a Fall is Holdovers, but I think it's still going to Anatomy of a Fall. Best Adapted Screenplay, American Fiction, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, The Zone of Interest. I think it's going to be American Fiction. I was kind of all over the place throughout the awards season. If Barbie was an original, it might have won original, but I don't think it's winning adapted. I don't think this is going to be the one, which is weird to say. The Oppenheimer is going to be sweeping a lot of awards. This is going to be one of the few that does not. And you would think just give it to Oppenheimer, but I just don't think the Academy is going to show it so much love where it's like even there ones where there's a better case for another movie. Throw that aside and just give it to Oppenheimer. And American Fiction, which I would have never thought to win the BAFTA. Won the BAFTA. And it won Critics' Choice. It has the most out of everything, and I just think the BAFTA spoke volumes for this movie. If you were to ask me, would this win a BAFTA or even get nominated, I'd probably say no. But I mean, it's a great movie. But just in terms of that award, just in terms of the awards, I wouldn't have predicted it to win, and it won. So I'm giving it to American Fiction. Best Animated Feature, The Boy and the Heron, Elemental, Nimona, Robot Dreams, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. I am very torn between Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse and The Boy and the Heron. The Boy and the Heron won the BAFTA, Boy and the Heron won Golden Globe, Spider-Verse won the PGA and also the Critics' Choice Awards. The PGA only a few times has it gotten it wrong compared to, what the Oscars choose for the winner. I think the PGA is very strong, like for Best Picture and for Best Animated Feature. It seems like that is one of the stronger precursors. So for that reason, I think it's gonna be Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse. Could Boy and the Heron win? Yes. A lot of these, they're like this, like very close, but just one's over the other. I'm going with Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse for this one over Boy and the Heron. Another pretty much lock. Best International Feature, The Zone of Interest. I would literally, my jaw would be on the floor if something else won. Zone of Interest, got a Best Picture nomination. I mean, usually the ones that get Best Picture nominations are the frontrunners, and Anatomy of a Fall and Zone of Interest are the two foreign films that are in Best Picture, and Anatomy of a Fall is not eligible for this category. So, I think it's going to Zone of Interest. The other nominees are Lo Cappuccino from Italy, Perfect Days from Japan, Society of the Snow from Spain, and The Teacher's Lounge from Germany. Best Documentary Feature, Bobby Wine, The People's President, Eternal Memory, Four Daughters, To Kill a Tiger, 20 Days of Mirapole. I think it's going to be 20 Days of Mirapole. I'm not confident on this category. I don't know all the movies, but 20 Days of Mirapole have been winning a lot, so I'm going with the frontrunner. Best Original Score, American Fiction, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. It's Oppenheimer. It's a lock. A lot of the Oppenheimer ones are locks. Best Original Song, The Fire Inside from Flamin' Hot, I'm Just Ken from Barbie, I Never Went Away from American Symphony, Wahazi He, A Song of My People from The Killers of the Flower Moon, and What Was I Made For Barbie. I think it's going to be What Was I Made For from Barbie. It's kind of been winning everything. I think it's the one Barbie award that I think kind of is guaranteed for Barbie. But do I think I'm Just Ken could pull out a surprise? Yes. Not like as close as like, Emma Stone, Lily Gladstone, or Spider-Man Across Spider-Verse and Boy and the Heron. There's just like a chance that they choose a different Barbie song. I just think it's going to Barbie no matter what. I just there's a part of me that like after Critics' Choice when it won, I almost feel like people want to recognize Ryan Gosling through this category, even though he's not getting the award, recognizing him and his performance through this category. But I still think it's What Was I Made For from Barbie. Best Sound, The Creator, Maestro, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, Oppenheimer, The Zone of Interest. I was having Oppenheimer, and then Zone of Interest won a few, and it won BAFTA especially, and I just didn't take it as a serious win. I mean, it deserves the win. It also deserves the nomination. I just didn't see it kind of winning. So in my head, I was like, I was shocked. So I put it at Zone of Interest. But then I see everyone kind of predicting Oppenheimer. And a part of me thinks, yes, Oppenheimer can easily win. But my gut is telling me that they're going to kind of go out of the box for sound, because a lot of times they go big movies. But this is a small movie, and the sound is so important for this movie. It's just a gut feeling that I think I'm going with the Zone of Interest. This could backfire on me from predicting a lot of correct ones. This could be the one that I'm wrong about. But yes, it could be Oppenheimer. But there's just something in me that is saying, no, don't do that. Don't go with everyone else, because it's going to be the Zone of Interest. And also, like, that is the best part of the movie. It did things that I've never really seen in the movie before. And I think that alone, I mean, it'd be a really cool win to see, because it's not the normal movie you see for Best Sound. And I think the Academy kind of likes that, and I feel like they might go that way. Okay, here comes one of the hard ones we're going to talk about here. Best Production Design: Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. I thought Barbie had this on lock. Then Poor Things won the Production Design Guild, and it also won the BAFTA, and Barbie won Critics' Choice. It's just, I don't know, the Guild kind of was swaying me. And I'm like, and I like I said, I've been watching some videos, and people are saying, like, this could be the wild card. And I personally think Poor Things is winning one, because another contention that it's between Barbie and Poor Things is costumes. And I do think one movie is probably going to win one, and the other is going to win the other. I'd be shocked if Barbie wins. Well deserved. I think they've been pushing production design so much. Like, they had that whole Architectural Digest, I believe it was called. They did a whole thing of the whole Barbie dream house, and the production design is incredible. But Poor Things also is incredible. So I just don't know where they're going, and the smart answer of me is to go with the Guild, because that is some of the people who are voting. So I'm going Poor Things, but I can see Barbie. But like I said, they're doing a 1-for-1. I feel like one's getting one and the other's getting the other. So even if it's Poor Thing costumes, Barbie's getting production design. I don't think Poor Things is getting both. I do think there is a small chance that Barbie gets both. But for right now, I'm doing Poor Things, production design. I literally have no idea. I just feel like this and costumes, literally, you can toss a coin, and whichever side it lands on could be the winner. It's that up in the air. We'll move on to the next head scratcher here. Best costume design: Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. Wouldn't it be funny if this, like, Barbie and Poor Things didn't win for either of these? Not going to happen, but that'd be wild. Barbie and Poor Things both won in their Guild. They were in different categories, so I don't know how they perform up against each other. But I'm going with Barbie for costumes. Because if they have... I want to say Barbie for both, really. I really, really do. But I also think they're going to split it. Because I think the Academy also doesn't want Poor Things to go home empty-handed. And these two, they could kind of honor both of them at the same time. So Barbie, I think the recreation of all, like, the costumes was kind of was a lot of things that people were talking about as well, and how much, like, the recreation resembled the original, and I think people are gonna cling to that. And costumes kind of goes to not the art house movie. So I mean, Cruella won it, but like, you never really see a kind of crazy. And Barbie's not art house movie. It's more of the popular pick. And the Oscars didn't love it as much as people thought it was. So I don't think they're gonna give it both these categories. So I think the costumes is better fit for Barbie, and Poor Things is better fit for production design. So I'm going Barbie for costumes. Like I said, I kind of want Barbie to win both. They were both amazing, but also Poor Things was spectacular as well. It really is like, I can sit here like this and not know until Monday morning and tell you what won. So making like my gut is just like, I don't know, I feel like I'm getting stressed for no reason. I'm just making guesses. But somehow these two awards have got me like so tight to be like, what is going to win? Also, another thing is Black Panther. They did not expect to win costumes. It won costume, didn't even get picture. So I think they're more willing to give the movie, like Poor Things got, I think it was like 10 nominations. I think the Oscars are willing to give costumes to the less nominated movie than production design. So that's how I'm kind of rationalizing this in my own head. Best cinematography: El Conde, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. It's Oppenheimer. Also, it's Hoyte van Hoytema's first win, which is so deserved. He's an amazing cinematographer, so really happy for that. Best makeup and hairstyling: Golda, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, decided this no. For some reason, I thought Poor Things was the lock. And then I just feel like, because no one really talks about Maestro, I just feel like because it wasn't brought up so many times, it kind of lost out of my thought process. It got lost out of my thought process, so I was like, oh, it's Poor Things. But the Hair and Makeup Guild, Maestro won. I was watching some other videos, and they had a good point. Their makeup and hairstyling goes to a transformation. And yes, like Willem Dafoe had a transformation, but like Bradley Cooper was changed into another man. After doing some research, because that was kind of on my part, I really just going based off like things I was reading, hearing, and I wasn't looking at the kind of like stats, which I think this category, it's good to look at those. So I'm going Maestro. I think it's probably going to be Maestro's only win. Makeup and hairstyle in the last few years, I mean, just look at the list. The Whale, there was a transformation. Eyes Tammy Faye, there's a transformation. Bombshell, there's a transformation. Vice, there's a transformation. Darkest Hour, there's a transformation. Almost every year from 2017 on, that's how they leaned. I don't think it's going to stop. I never really noticed this trend until a video pointed it out to me, and then it kind of changed my whole perspective of who I think is going to win. So I'm going with Maestro. Best film editing: Anatomy of a Fall, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things. It's Oppenheimer. It's a lock. Well deserved. Oppenheimer is that these movies come around very rare, where it's both the critics and the audience and the Academy all love it at once, and it's just everyone's giving it its flowers in every category, in every range of the movie industry. So it's cool to kind of like being able to see one of these kind of like come and go. I mean, it's like, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that. It's in that level, and it's kind of cool to see. So all the things it wins is well deserved. Oppenheimer's a great movie. Best visual effects: The Creator, Godzilla -1, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1, and Napoleon. This one's a little up in the air for me, at least. I think I see a lot of people going The Creator, and it did win the visual effects guilds, but Godzilla -1 wasn't its competition. I think the campaign and just the story for Godzilla -1 has been such a fun one to see. And to know that the visual effects was done, I think it said like less than $10 million. And the visual effects were incredible. I think it's going to be one of those like little engine that wins the Oscar, gets up on stage, and kind of like everyone relishes in like just the true filmmaking of how they did all this. I just see Godzilla -1 winning for the narrative it's done this award season. Could I see The Creator? Yes. But Godzilla -1, I think, has a better story for people voting for it. And it has like the actual like work behind it. Like I said, the visual effects were incredible for like almost single digits in the million. Like almost single digit millions. Like that's crazy. You have some superhero movies and some, big action movies that are like $200 million. There's a rumor that Gladiator 3 is $300 million. Let's see if it looks just as good. And I think for that reason, people are going to give it to Godzilla -1. So now we have Best Animated Short, Best Live Action Short, Best Documentary Short. I have no idea, so I'm just going to guess who I think is going to win. And that is how we'll end the episode. Best live action short, there's Red, White, and Blue, The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar, The After, Invincible, Night of Fortune. I'll go The Wonderful Story of Henry Sugar. It's a Wes Anderson film. I feel like people would like to see him on stage, so I'll go with that. Best documentary short, the ABC's A Book Banning, The Last Repair Shop, Nine and WAPO, The Barber of Little Rock, Island in Between. I will go the ABC's A Book Banning. And best animated short, War is Over, inspired by the music of John and Yoko, Letter to a Pig, 95 Senses, Patria Dirme, Our Uniform. I'm going to go with The War is Over, inspired by music of John and Yoko. Like I said, I have no idea. And by the time Oscars roll around this weekend, those three could be changed. Like I said, the other ones, I feel pretty confident in the majority of them. Some, are nail biter and could be anything. But the shorts, I really have no idea. So let me know what you thought of my predictions. Let me know your predictions. What did you think is going to win the shorts? That's what I'm curious about. And also, what do you think those nail biters are going to be? Best actress, best production design, best costume, best visual effects. Let me know all those down below in the comments. It has been a great awards season. I can't wait to start in April to predict next month. Let's see if I can do that. I have no idea. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Cheers.